Highest paid horror directors ever ranked by films. Hello and welcome back to another video here on Smooth Lux, and in today's video we'll be taking a look at the highest paid horror directors ever ranked by films. Scary Rich, highest paid horror directors ever ranked by films. The amount of money that these directors have pocketed for their spooky movies is enough to make you scream. Horror films have been the establishing genre for some of the greatest authors of the last century. James Cameron made his directorial debut on Piranha 2: The Spawning. Steven Spielberg made his with The Firelight, a film about UFOs terrorizing a town, and James Wan went from directing Saw films to several Aquaman features within the DC Extended Universe. The genre is one of the biggest box office draws for feature films and earns both eyes and lip service. Some directors have found ways to sidestep the style in favor of more drama-centric productions, but others have been able to take their films and turn them into vast commercial enterprises, where transitions from director to producer have established film empires that rival the most mogul of businessmen. This list concerns the latter, filmmakers that have been able to cash in on their ability to create tension and draw attention. They have turned small-budget feature films into new subgenres. They have taken the medium and inserted their message, and in return have built monopolies and franchises and self-sustaining revenue streams that have gone on to fund passion projects and astonishing net worths. Here are 5 directors who have forged horror into million-dollar empires, and they're the most successful horror directors of all time. Number 5. Jordan Peele, Get Out, $252 million. Jordan Peele had established a successful career as an actor, comedian, and sketch comedy star throughout his work on Key and Peele, Mad TV, and Children's Hospital. He distinguished himself an author of horror when he released Get Out in 2017. The film not only earned him an Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay, but also made over $250 million at the worldwide box office. He followed it up with several other horror endeavors, including Us and an adaptation of the series The Twilight Zone. His next feature is heavily guarded by secrecy but is expected in 2021 and features a cast of Steven Yeun, Daniel Kaluuya, and K.K. Palmer. Number 4. Rob Zombie, Halloween, $255 million. Rob Zombie established himself in the horror genre long before he ventured into feature films. His band White Zombie allowed him to direct several horror-inspired music videos before he made House of 1000 Corpses, which set the world on fire. He was then asked to direct a reboot of the iconic horror film Halloween, a decision that earned him over $255 million at the box office. Zombie has stayed true to his name, and his genre has made his own franchise of horror, as well as revolving around the Firefly family, including films like The Devil's Rejects and 3 from Hell. Number 3. James Wan, The Conjuring, $317 million. James Wan first gained attention as the director of the short film and eventual feature Saw. The film resulted in a franchise that has made over $873.3 million at the box office. Wan has also directed the first Insidious film as well as The Conjuring. Wan has also directed several Aquaman films for DC. The Saw franchise is still continuing to produce films, including Spiral, which just debuted on digital release on July 13, 2021. He is also the producer behind the upcoming Stephen King productions of Salem's Lot and The Tommyknockers. Number 2. OREN PELI, Paranormal Activity, $200 million. Paranormal Activity was a reinvention of the found footage film updated for a new generation. The small production budget yielded over $120 million at the box office, making PELI an established figure in the horror genre almost overnight. His only other feature film to date is Area 51, a similarly shot film about 3 conspiracy theorists disguised as reporters who attempt to storm the government base. He has also served as a producer of the 5 Paranormal Activity films, which have earned over $400 million at the box office. And at number 1, Paul W.S. Anderson, Resident Evil Apocalypse, $125 million. Anderson gained attention on the more sci-fi and action-centric films Mortal Kombat and Event Horizon before making a name for himself within the horror genre. It wasn't until he directed Resident Evil in 2002 that he gained attention, going on to helm the franchise and make other horror-inspired films such as Alien vs. Predator, Death Race, and Monster Hunter. Resident Evil is still his most accomplished endeavor, as the franchise has made over $300 million, adjusted for inflation, and over $73 million alone for Resident Evil Apocalypse. While horror serves as an immaculate entree for a career in filmmaking, it is the ability to create a franchise and market it appropriately and maintain consistency throughout the series that has caused these directors to be not only the most successful within the horror genre, but in filmmaking overall. Thank you for watching.